Madame Lucie-Anne Landry est infirmière depuis 12 ans. Elle a reçu un baccalauréat en sciences infirmières de l'Université de Moncton en 2003 et une maîtrise en sciences infirmières de cette même institution en 2008. Lucie-Anne a dévoué sa majorité.
Lucie-Anne has devoted a majority of her career to the future of Francophone nurses of New Brunswick, and which is a true indication of her contribution is her team spirit, her teamwork, her commitment to innovate in a pedagogical environment which is constantly changing. She was actively involved in the development of new approach and new pedagogical material, or in the restructuring of the baccalaureate program of the University of Moncton. We say of Madame Landry that she's a very dynamic and very creative person in her teaching activities. She's a model in professionalism, and she's also an agent of change. And worth mentioning is her commitment to the preparation of students to write the NCLEX exam. This new exam for entry to practice since 2015. Lucie-Anne plays a role of mentor with her working colleagues, as well as with students for whom she's always available and goes way beyond the call of duty. Lucie-Anne has shown leadership in accepting the role of the role as board directors for Region 1, or members of the board of directors, rather, for a 2-year period from between 2010 and 2012. I'll close by saying that Madame Lucie-Anne Landry is just starting to promote the nursing profession. We are confident that her professionalism, her competencies and skills as an educator, and her leadership will have a significant positive impact on nurses of tomorrow, and that the nursing profession will be enriched by her presence. And it is with great pleasure that the Board of Directors of the Association of Nurses of New Brunswick awards the Award of Merit in Education to Madame Lucie-Anne Landry. Annie, you said that I was dynamic and everything, and now I have a little text that I have to rely on. I might not be as energetic as usual. Good evening. First, I must say that it is indeed an honor for me to be granted this award from NENB. I read somewhere that sometimes we have a good idea as to what one would do as a profession if we were to observe this person as a young child, because it is often at that period of the life that we can determine what the interest of this person would be. Well, when I was 6 years old, I would invite my friends to play in my basement, and I had my planning book, and I was playing teacher. So this goes back a long ways. This is when I had this, for the first time, this passion for teaching. I have to be true, however, with you. And when my colleagues told me that, hey, we've nominated you for this award of merit education, I said, are you sure? I was flattered, of course, but I was really surprised at first. I'm really privileged to be able to live on a daily basis both of my passions, that is, teaching and nursing care. First, and this is very important, I have to thank the students. And I do have some who are here. I have some of my students who are here this evening, and it's thanks to them if I'm able to really evolve and develop as a teacher, as an educator. Their commitment, their curiosity always pushes me to improve upon my teaching methods, my learning methods, and so on, and to suggest discussions which will bring them, as it was for me, to appreciate this profession in all of its aspects. Often we speak about collaboration and partnership in nursing care. Well, the same thing applies to teaching. With my colleague at the nursing faculty in Moncton, I have to work in partnership with others. And was it not for them? Well, my crazy ideas, as I qualify them, well, if they were not there with me, my ideas would not lead anywhere. I say my students are like my children. I have young children, but when I leave in the morning, I have those students, and for me, those are my children as well, and their welfare is very important to me. I try to get to know them very well, know what their interests are, because, you know, teaching, there's a high component of emotions in there. If students feel good with me, I believe that they will be even more committed to their learning. On the other hand, I never hesitate to say that when they'll become nurses, they will be faced with challenges. But I'm confident that with their competencies and their skills, they'll be able to have a voice for those who do not have a voice and be agents of changes for our profession. In teaching, it's also we can also draw a parallel with the nursing profession. As in practice, we need to adapt to changes constantly, whether it's changes in society, changes in generations, changes in concepts, in skills, and so on. Things are constantly changing, so we need to be updated, even with other generations. And when we talk about different generations, I know that I'm not that old, but in technology, my students are way ahead of me. You know, when I have problems with my computer, I know that I have 50 technicians in front of me who can come and help. I also wanted to point out the importance of my university colleagues. As I've mentioned earlier, they are supportive of my idea, though I have some ideas that might seem to be quite far-fetched. Some would say, for instance, well, you know, what you're saying doesn't make sense. We have only 1 week to do this, but they all end up getting involved, and the results are always good. In starting my career as a professor 10 years ago, I've had an opportunity to have mentors, Suzanne Doucette, Marielle Bossé, who, again, today are sources of inspiration. Every day when I prepare sessions and so on, I will think about, oh, what would Suzanne do, or how would Suzanne have helped me in this or that. I hope that I'm able to continue for a long time sharing my passion with students and to really learn day after day. For me, the best achievement as a professor or instructor is to see the changes in students as years go by. Sometimes we meet them in the first year, they're all shy, they won't give their opinion and so on, and then all of a sudden they become professionals. And when they come and see us once they're in fourth year, they come and say, well, I have a job. Well, then I can say or can tell myself I helped them to come to where they are now.
You would ask my students how they would describe me. They should say authentic, fearless to try new things, and has the success of each student at heart.